accountable to the government, financed by the government. Okay, Jack?
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome.
Wow, thank you all for coming today. I had no idea there'd be so many people. So I guess you're all students here, right?
Yes.
Everybody's a student? Okay. And how many people are going to graduate in the next month? Just a handful. How many people are going to graduate ever? Come on, there's going to be more than that. Okay. So I'm from JVS. JVS, for those of you who haven't heard of it, stands for Jewish Vocational Services. JVS Toronto was founded in 1947 as a way to assist, basically designed to assist people from that community who were in displaced persons camps at the end of the Second World War. The major thrust was bringing 100 people into Canada by teaching them to sew a buttonhole in there by passing this to them. At the time, at the aftermath of World War II, a lot of countries had made it very difficult for anyone to enter. And Canada at the time had certain professions that they were willing to admit tailor was one of them. So JVS started out by teaching people to sew buttonholes. We have grown since then to be an agency that's Toronto-wide. We're not just for one community anymore. We're just like the YMCA started out as the Young Men's Christian Association. And the YWCA was the Young Women's Christian Association, and now they're just the Y because they're there for everybody, so is JVS. JVS is, we have upwards, I think, of 230 staff now in 9 different locations across Toronto. And 98% of what we do at JVS is assist people to connect with employment. One of our branches does a small amount of work with kids, children with learning difficulties in school. That's maybe 1.5% and 2% of what we do. Everything else is about connecting people with work. We have specialized programs for women, for youth, for youth at risk, a very large program for newcomers to Canada, a very, very large department to help people find employment who are dealing with various sorts of disabilities. And we have another suite of programs that exist to help just general population of people who are unemployed and either in receipt of employment insurance benefits or social assistance or who have it. The first thing you need, and one of the suites of programs that I'm going to talk about is the wage subsidy program. It's one of Toronto's best kept secrets at the moment. I have a whole bunch of brochures here that you're welcome to pick up. Maybe I should pass them around now. I don't know if I have enough too close. Okay, let me start this bunch here. I think we can pass them back. I'll start this bunch here. Just take and pass back, that would be great. Now this brochure basically outlines the program from the point of view of an employer. It's not really targeted to bring job seekers into the program. It's designed to attract employers, but it can help you. It basically will go over the basics. And if there are not enough to get to the back of the room, I know there are some more on breaks that we can get some at the end. So this program is something that can assist you when you're ready to find work. It's a program that exists for people who are looking for work and facing what they call one or more barriers to employment. Now that term is kind of a broad term because, let's face it, barriers to employment, we all have barriers to employment. And anybody who's working today, if they got fired tomorrow, they'd have a barrier to employment. The fact that you're not working is a barrier. It's always easier to explain what you're doing now than to explain why you're not doing anything right now in an interview, right? But I'm sorry. There's another chair here. Right in the middle. So basically this program exists to help people sort of get an edge on the competition. So here's how the program works. Basically, if you sign up for wage subsidy, you have to meet the eligibility criteria. And if you're eligible and you sign up for wage subsidy, then you can offer any company to whom you apply for a job that JVS, through some government funding, will reimburse them up to 60% of your wage or salary for the first 3 to 6 months you work. Up to a maximum of $6,500 per person. So in other words, if a company is if the company is thinking about hiring you for, I hope it would be better than this, but because I'm not good at math, $10 an hour is easier for me. If their company was going to hire you for $10 an hour, it means for the first 12 to 26 weeks, JVS would give them back up to $6.50 for every hour you worked, until they've reached $6,500. Now, we know that today, especially with today's economy, you think, well, $6,500, that's not very much out of the company's budget, and companies won't care. Well, I've been doing this for 3.5 years now, and I can say in my time with this program, I have only ever had one employer tell me they didn't want it. If I explained it to them, I add that. But other people explain it to them and they maybe don't get it. I've had one employer, and that was a very small company. It was a distribution firm. It was a gentleman. He built it himself. He came from Europe somewhere, and basically said to me, I don't need charity, I can pay my own bills. Okay, it's not really charity, but if you feel that way, fine. Everybody else has taken it. And think of it this way. If somebody you'd never seen before walked up to you on the street and said, hey, I got this extra $5,000, you want it? Really, I don't need it. Are you going to tell them no? No. You might think they're crazy. You might wonder why. You might wonder if it's going to explode. But would you tell them no? No, I don't want your $5,000 pesos here. Who would say no? Would anybody say no? That's what I thought. And companies are very much the same. Remember that the corporation in law basically exists for the purpose of making money. So if you offer them money, very, very rarely will they turn it down. What this does, is this enough money to convince someone to give you a job for which you are completely not qualified? No. But it's very, very good at opening doors in two situations. One, if you approach a company with a prospecting letter, or if you're talking to somebody in your travels and they say that their company may need staff, and you tell them that you have access to this program, if they hire you, they could get this money. If this company doesn't really have a job right now, but has been thinking about it, because you know, at any given time, 5%, at least 5% of the jobs in the market are in transition. Anybody heard that? If you count up all the